This week's parasha, Parashas Truma, the pasuk tells us V'yikru li Truma. Rashi tells us Li Lishmi. The commentaries want to understand what is the intention of Rashi. In the Sefer Mein Beis HaShe'ever, Schwab Zatzal says it's possible Rashi means to tell us as follows. The Gemara Pesachim Daf Nun Amud Beis tells us a person should always be oisik in Torah and mitzvahs shalei lishma, even shalei lishma, shemitach shalei lishma ba lishma. Rashi here is coming to tell us that in this case there is an exception. Even though always shalei lishma is accepted, here the Torah is telling us li lishmi, it must be lishma. This is what he says. He does not say the reason why. I would like to suggest a reason why Mishkan is different than all other cases. The Ramban in this week's parasha, in Parashas Truma, gives a hakdama to the parasha. The Ramban tells us the Mishkan was erected for a certain purpose. There should be in the Mishkan the same level, the same darga of Shechina, of Kvod Hashem that was by Har Sinai. We know by Har Sinai there was a very, very intense, a very large amount of Kvod Shemayim which was revealed. In the Sefer Or Gedal Yahu, in the Chelik of Moyadim, page 22, he goes on to explain as follows. In the Mishkan and in the Mikdash there were two Kelim. Each one represented a certain chelik of Torah. We know there are two chalakim, Torah Shebiksav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. In the Mishkan there was the Aron and the Menorah. The Aron was keneged Torah Shebiksav. The Menorah was keneged Torah Sheba'al Peh. The Or Gedal Yahu explains, just as by Har Sinai the Torah was given Bishlei Musa, Biksav and Ba'al Peh, also in the Mishkan there was also a hisgalus of Torah Shebiksav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. The Aron had within it the Luchais, which is a representative of the chelik of Torah Shebiksav. The Menorah, through the Menorah came a hashpah of Chachmei HaTorah. This is connected Torah Sheba'al Peh. Based on this, I think we can understand why Mishkan is different than other cases. Since the purpose of the Mishkan, the Ramban tells us, was to bring Hashras HaShechina, when it comes to Hashras HaShechina, there's no compromises. We're not going to rely on a lower level of Shalei Lishma. In this case, there is a need for Lishma. Only pure intention, only L'Shem Shamayim, nothing less will be accepted. In order to bring this high level of Hashras HaShechina, we won't rely on something less. A person may come along and say, this has no relevance to our day and age. Unfortunately, we don't have a Mishkan, we don't have the Mikdash. They have been destroyed. This has no relevance to present day and age. In the Sefer Nefesh HaChaim, Sha'ar Aleph, Perek Dalet, he goes on to explain how a person's body is a Mishkan. V'shachanti b'soicham, b'soich kol echad v'yechad. Ad kedei kach, he even tells us there's a certain place in a person's body which is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And that is a person's leiv. Based on this, I think we can understand that what happened in the Mishkan goes on presently in our present time and age. And based on the above, I think we should understand something which is important to all of us. One common denominator we all have is that we all put into our day some time of learning Torah. Just as in the Mishkan, The purpose of the Mishkan was the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and therein was the Aron that had therein the Luchos, which is the Torah. We must also put in our lay, which is the Kodesh HaKadoshim, Torah. We have to realize we must set aside time for learning. We must give that time a certain chashivas to it. And we should realize that this learning is going to make the Shekhinah rest, bishayra in our midst. And we should understand this learning time should have a certain importance to it. We should be, the best would be, have a set time, a set place, have a chavrusa. The learning should be very important to us. We should not push away the kviyas unless something very, very vital comes up. We should not be having our cell phones on during this set time of learning. We should realize this learning is going to make the Shekhinah b'shayra among us. And this is relevant to all of us in our present day and age. I feel, al pi derech hadrash, we can understand another pasuk based on what we have said. The pasuk tells us, "B'haloischa es haneres." What does it mean, "B'haloischa es haneres"? And I feel, al pi derech hadrash, we can say as follows: Neres ela talmidim. When you want to ignite, you want to kindle, you want to light up neres, el mul pnei hamanayra yo'iru shivas haneres. Ignite those talmidim so they should go up, el mul pnei hamanayra. Put in them a cheshik in learning, put in them a chashivas from learning, put in them something which will make them be oile, el mul pnei hamanayra. Their learning will bring a aliyah, their learning will bring them an aliyah. Hopefully, these few words will bring a chizuk in your learning, quantitatively, qualitatively, finding more time for learning, learning with a better and a more intense concentration. B'shem the yeshiva, we wish you all a good Shabbos. We are now entering the month of Adar. Mishnichnas Adar Marb Mesimcha. Adar is a Kabbalah Satira. The Purim, Mitzvah Shem, next month is going to be a Kabbalah Satira Baratzen. They came to a darga of Purim even higher above that they came by Kabbalah Satira. There's a Kabbalah Satira Baratzen. We wish all of you an aliyah in your Torah. L'chem l'chol mishpachei seicha.